Welcome back, guys. Well, today, does buying a lot of properties make you rich? Let's try to find out in this episode. When you see at these bricks here, you know that the lowest price is 259,000 and all the way to 345,000. But nobody will sell it around here. It's too obvious that this is anything below that is a very good price already. So, like I said, if people is at a desperate mode, lelong, then you will see this price. But be sure that when you buy lelong stuff, there is some debts that you have to settle. And you'll take additional amount of money. Maybe the houses is really broken down and everything, so renovation costs might be at least 15%, 20%. Some pending unsettled bills of 10 to 20,000, you never know. So that's a surprise for you when it comes to lelong. Okay. Now, when you see bricks, this is the actual transacted property. Let's go to the different areas. You can check via Muda, you can check via iProp, see how much people are selling. Like you see here, 353,000 for a 4-bedroom. Okay, and this is a penthouse, so the build up is quite bigger in size. When you see 193,000, yeah, this is definitely an auction. That's why it's that low. Yeah, roughly that. So you can see it's 200, 200, 200. Wow, Siberia price is really a lot. Auction lah, auction. So I believe this is auction also. Yes, here probably is auction even though it didn't write there. Let's just say the standard price is around 300,000. Okay. So we go to the mortgage calculator. Let's just say I put the highest price, 350,000 here. Sorry. I think I already computed everything. The down payment 35,000 and the loan period 35 years. And interest rate nowadays 3.5. It could go 3.2 possible. Okay, so with all this computed, the monthly repayment only for the mortgage loan alone is 1,247. Maintenance fee maybe is 250, maybe. Okay, since I've already mentioned the monthly maintenance, let's just say it's 250, so it's 1,500. And then I'll share with you the layout of this. Typically, how does it look like? Okay, so this is typically a layout for Siberia Smart Home. What happens is this is the main entrance. So when you walk in, on your right side, you see the first bedroom already. Okay, this is the bedroom. Then you go to your left. Sorry, you go to your left. This is the kitchen area. I don't know whether there's a kitchen hood and hob lah. Have to depend on what is in the unit. Okay, you go out and you go up. Left side is the first bathroom. You go straight again. This will be your dining area, your living room, and your balcony. And as you go to your left side, you will see the second bedroom here, as well as the master bedroom. And the master bedroom has the attached bathroom here. So let's just say that you need to hit break even, right, for this property, because when you look back, it's 1,500, right? So okay. Let's name it small room. Room 2 is the medium room, and room 3 is the master room. For you to hit this 1,500, right, you probably need to rent it at 700, 500, and 400. Okay. You get this, and this to minus here. This will be like your positive cash flow. What happens if I decrease it to 500? Then it's your negative cash flow. Is this possible to do this sort of calculation? Nowadays a bit hard, I would say, because Siberia used to have a lot, like university students working adult, but you know, when the pandemic hits in, right, maybe a lot of people left already. So whether this is achievable, it depends on the strategy, how the owner is going to do it. Like maybe they need to find a master room that has 2 people staying there, but to get a student to pay at this, you know, master room together is really burdensome lah, I think, for students every month, because you see you have to pay for the next 12 months, you know. Imagine if they pay, right, 8,400 for the first year alone. If they take 4 to 5 years to graduate, they already spend about 30,000+ just on the rent, and that's not including the utilities. So another way that I've seen people do, which is very subjective, it can be looked as unethical, and by law actually it's not right. What they do is I'm going to draw it here. Yep. So they actually close the space here. Well, I do know people doing things like that, whereby they put bedroom 4 and 5 just to get one head count for each room. So if each person, like if there's 5, right, okay, so this no longer applies here, right? So instead of having all this, they got this additional one. They put it 300 and 300. And they can increase it to this amount of, you know, this amount of rental. But whether or not would you want to do that is entirely up to you. For me, I wouldn't do it, because I know this is unethical. You know, when there's cases of fire, right, when the fireman wants to go inside, they have to look through at the plan, and when the plan looks weird, altered, it actually cause them to unable to save people on time. Now back to the reality. If in case they cannot rent it out, right, or maybe they can just rent one, and maybe master room is not there, this is just for one property, you having a negative 600. What happens if you have 2 things similar? property number 2, whereby property number 3, worst case scenario, this is 2,500. With this sort of variables happening, some tenanted, some not tenanted, it can be quite a nightmare, you know. If let's say all is not tenanted, this is what you need to pay monthly, and for a year it could go as high as this amount. $54,000 negative. So that's why I said not all the time that when you buy a lot of properties it means you make a lot of money. There's possibility that this will happen also. Hence, usually knowledge is very important. You don't go big, you start with one property first. If you can handle this and it works, you go for your second and third property. And this is also why people, when they buy, right, you got only two pathways. Three. One, you buy it to stay on your own. Okay, if you buy to stay on your own, this whole thing may not really concern you, because you know you can afford it based on your salary and you want your own personal space. But if you are an investor, you cannot hit this amount. You can, but it's going to be hard for you to buy your second, third house. Investor versus homeowner is a different thing altogether. So as an investor, you have to figure out how much you want to rent all these things. And if you are staying in this room so landlord is staying here, then what are you going to do? Landlord. So landlord pays zero in terms of the rental income. Middle room, are you going to rent it out at this amount? And then master room. So you're going to, okay lah, instead of paying 1,500, you are paying 400. But you will have this sort of negative cash flow. But if it's for you to sustain yourself, not too bad also. If you are someone who doesn't mind about your personal space in the house, you don't mind to share it with other people, all these things you have to take into consideration. So that's all for the video today. I hope you learned something interesting, and do subscribe and like this video, to share it with your friends. Thank you. Bye.